accused of therefore living in an ivory tower, he counters, "I believe that a theory is more capable of being practically effective by dint of its own objectivity than if it subordinates itself to practice from the word go." Elsewhere, he says, "The demand for the unity of theory and praxis very easily leads to a kind of censorship of theory by praxis." One reason for his saying this is that he thought the student movement of the late 1960s in Germany was pursuing unrealistic goals and acted in sometimes violent ways, which could be seen as echoing the Nazi past and which hindered its emancipatory aims. His further reason is that the modern world renders decisions about what courses of action are justified ever more precarious. As he says in the collection of brief critical essays and aphorisms on modern culture, Minima Moralia, 1951, but written during the war, "The signature of the age is that without exception, no person can themselves determine their life in a halfway transparent sense, of the kind that used to be given in the appraisal of the state of the market." Although he rejects communism, Adorno still adheres in important respects to Marx's historical materialist idea that how things are produced and exchanged influences people's thoughts and actions in ways which are not transparent to them. The search for objectivity is therefore conducted in circumstances where social and economic pressures make claims to objectivity inherently open to question. The almost insoluble task consists in not letting oneself be made stupid either by the power of others or by one's own powerlessness. He consequently talks in Einleitung in die Philosophie of philosophy as the comprehensive obligation not to be naive. The lesson of 20th century history is that any modern society has the potential to fall into fascism and authoritarianism because of its inherent economic instability and the conformist pressures it exerts on its members. Adorno's life spanned the major upheavals of the 20th century. He was born in Frankfurt am Main in 1903 in a mixed Jewish and Catholic family as Theodor Wiesengrund Adorno. He was a precocious musical talent, began lessons in composition at the age of 16, and by the age of 18 was studying philosophy, music, and psychology at university, and publishing music criticism. He completed a PhD on the phenomenology of Edmund Husserl in 1924, and moved to Vienna in 1925 to study composition with Alban Berg. After returning to Frankfurt, while editing the musical journal Anbruch, Dawn, Adorno read Hungarian Marxist philosopher and critic Georg Lukács's History and Class Consciousness. He also developed intensive contact with cultural critic and philosopher Walter Benjamin, whom he had got to know in 1923. One of Benjamin's key ideas is that the truth provided by the mathematically based natural sciences is not the truth which should concern philosophy, and this leads him, and Adorno, to an enduring concern with art's relationship to philosophy. In 1931, Adorno finished his Habilitation, the German postdoctoral dissertation, Kierkegaard, Construction of the Aesthetic, which was heavily influenced by Benjamin, an analysis of Kierkegaard's concern with inwardness in order to reveal the underlying repressive nature of bourgeois society. Adorno underestimated the dangers of the seizure of power by the Nazis and continued to visit Germany until 1937, while an advanced student at Merton College, Oxford. In 1938, he moved to the USA to work with Max Horkheimer as a member of the Institute for Social Research, which had been exiled from Germany, living in New York and then Los Angeles for the years 1941 to 9. During this period, he wrote Dialectic of Enlightenment with